completely confused about what day it is because I've started doing this things at the weekend, different patterns at the weekend. It's kind of thrown me off kilter, and because there's no pattern to anything yet, um, it's it's to me anyway really difficult to stay in touch with what day it is, what time it is, blah 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 blah. But we are going to do some yoga, so that's exciting. And it is an absolutely gorgeous day in London today. Sun shining, and because this month, my theme is to shine your inner light. And we spend, that thing when people go, oh, I really had to dig deep to to get myself up and going today, blah 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 blah. But instead of taking that sort of I don't know, for me there's sort of like a sort of it's quite an aggressive approach to your well-being. Oh, I really had to dig deep. Why not just open up to the day, open up to what's going to happen today, and to just let it flow. Sometimes it just feels that concept of just letting it flow. We don't want to, but that's what we have to do anyway, because that's what's happening. Whether you think that you're digging deep, or you're planning it all out, or you're doing this or you're doing that, really at the end of the day it's all just going to flow out, and we just have to go with it. And the people who can go with the flow, as the famous saying goes, are the people who are going to have the best time. Not to say that planning, when you plan something, that it isn't good to plan, because of course it is. Because when you plan something, you're putting steps in place to get to where you want to be. And that's great. We always plan stuff. It's like you go on holiday, you've got to make plans, haven't you? You've got to book a flight, or get a car, or decide where you're going to go, all those kinds of things. It's all about planning, but equally you're like, well, I'm going on holiday, I've got to go with the flow. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, because that's all just gibberish by me, because we are going to start standing today. So while we're waiting for the class to join up, we're going to start standing. Good morning, Yogi. How are you today? I hope that everyone's well. And today that we're starting standing. Normally, in most of my yoga classes and in many yoga classes, we start on the mat, lying down or sitting down or doing something like that. But you know what? Because I have this theme of shining your light, finding your light within, that's why I am now saying we're going to start standing, because we're going to open up to the day that is ahead. And I am working on some other ways of doing things. So today is the beginning of that. So let's start standing. So when you bring your feet so that your feet are just a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Often in yoga we line up the hips and the knees and the ankles, but today we're just going to step a little bit wider than that, a little bit of a wider stance. So it's a very, very grounded stance, looking down at your feet. Just stretch your toes, lift the toes off the mat and place them down one by one. And then just bring your weight, move your weight around your feet. Come forward onto your toes, over to the left, back onto your heels, over to the right, and forward. Very subtle movement. And then, as well as that, lifting up the arch of your feet. So as you come back, you can feel the hips. Everything's coming into play now. You're moving around and the weight around in your feet, and you're finding your balance, because You know, shining your inner light, finding your inner light, going with the flow is also about being balanced. And having an amazing day is generally when we feel everything's in alignment. You know, there's no sort of big streams or dramas. She says, let's just wait and see. Let's move from left to right. Seriously though. My internet's gone. Hang on one second. Right, we're back on. Little minor blip there due to internet. I don't know what's happened with that. My internet's gone off. Anyway, so we're fine. We're starting standing. Welcome again. And feet are a little bit wider apart than our hips. Lifting up to open up. To open up our hearts and to open up our chakras, we have to be grounded. We start from the feet. So having taken, move over to the right, come back, moving the weight around our feet, and then pause in the center. Lift up your arches and lift up. Have that feeling that your feet are like they're glued almost to your mat or to your floor, and from there you can rise up. So lifting up out of the feet, up the ankles, calves, shin, lifting up the kneecaps. And when you lift up the kneecaps, you have this sort of, almost like your thighs are rotating outwards, glutes are lifting up, pelvis just very slightly tilted under, tailbones tilted under, lifting up the pelvic floor, lifting up through the front, through the energy lines, and as you come up to the chest, opening up the chest and the heart. Let's just do that one more time. Lifting up, inhale, raise the shoulders up, and then exhale, roll the shoulders back, and shoulder blades slide down the back, creating more space across the chest. Arms are energized and palms are facing forward. Hands and fingers are stretched. Switched on. Lifting up, coming up through the neck, through the throat. Make the neck tall and long. And the head is just perfectly balanced at the top of your neck. Just give that a little rotate and feel that little bit at the back of where your skull is just so perfectly balanced. We're so beautifully designed as humans, as skeleton, isn't it? Inhale. Inhale right up into the collarbones, right into the chest, and exhale, release. Once more, inhale. Expanding across the chest, exhale, release. Take the palms out now and draw a big circle around yourself, connecting the fingers overhead and exhaling down through the center line, right the way down to your abdomen. Once again, inhale, palms face the ceiling. Inhale all the way up, fingers connect. Exhale down through the center line. Once more, rising up out of the feet. Inhaling long and tall, fingers connect. Exhale down. Then on the next inhale, we're going to come forward. Inhale up, and then exhale, swan dive forward and down. Bending the knees, bring the hands and the palms to the floor. Bend the knees as much as you need to do. Step back right, step back left. You're in plank. Keep those legs switched on. Inhale, bend the knees, tailbone rises up. You're in downward facing dog. And just really find your breath there. Really, really stretch out and elongate there. Inhaling, lift the right leg, step that right leg forward, step the left leg to meet it in between your hands and gently roll up, rising up again from the feet. Feet, ankles, calves, shins, thighs, turning in, rotating out, lifting up out of the pelvic floor. Up, breathing up, right up into the chest. Hands come up overhead. Circle them round. So inhale now the opposite way. Let's go back again. Inhaling, fingers touch overhead. Exhale, come down, swan dive down. Bending your knees to get your palms flat on the floor. Step back left this time. Right, you're in plank. Hold plank for a moment. Bend the knees, tailbone to the sky. Inhale, exhale. At the end of the exhale, left forward. Right comes to meet it in between your hands. Bend the knees softly as you roll up, rising up out of the feet. Let the legs switch on. Back extends. Take the arms out by your side. Connect the fingers up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Bending the knees, taking the palms to the mat. Right leg back, left leg. You're in plank again. Hold that plank. Inhale, exhale. Legs are switched on. Bend the knees, tailbone to the sky. Inhale, exhale. Take the right leg up. Foot is flexed. We're going to bring that foot forward in between your hands. And we're going to rise up to a high lunge. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend both legs and hover the left knee over the mat. Inhale, straighten both legs, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus arms, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, straighten both legs, connect the fingertips. Exhale, hover. Inhale overhead, rotate on the back foot. Exhale to warrior two. So bending the front leg, taking the gaze along the right fingertips. Just pause for a moment and just really extend out through the hands and feel the power in this pose. Making sure that the knee is following the ankle and that the knee is not rotating inwards or just not even rotating, just leaning in. Keep that knee to forward and you're in one, imagine you're just in one straight line, that sort of inhale, a big inhale right the way into the chest and collarbones. Power up, exhale down. Step back to plank, bend the knees, tailbone to the sky, left leg rises. We can do the same on the left side. Step forward, rise up to high lunge. Inhale, straightening both legs. Exhale, cactus arms and squeeze the shoulder blades together, hovering off the mat with the right knee. Inhale, straighten both legs, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and hover off the mat on the right. Inhale, elongate, stretching the arms overhead. Exhale, come together, squeezing the shoulder blades behind your back. Once more, inhale, straightening both legs. Exhale to warrior two. Again, making that left the left knee and the left foot in one complete straight line. So you're almost like become this sort of like sliver of powerful sliver as you lift up through the pelvic floor. It's all about lifting up, powering up, being completely present in the pose, being 100% there. The mind is fixed, the gaze is transformed down that, concentrated down those fingers on the left side. Inhale up into the chest, exhale, cartwheel down, plank, bend the knees, tailbone to the sky, you're back in downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, step the right foot forward, bring the left to meet it. Again, rising up, out of the feet. Lift up, good morning yogi, lifting up out of the feet and come up to standing. So if you've just joined us on live, we started standing today. So come now, connect with us, lifting up out of the feet, powering the feet down and lifting up off the mat. Starting at the feet, being really totally grounded. We're lifting up out of the feet, lift the arch, ankles, calves, knees, thighs rotating out, bum, glute muscles switched on, tailbones tucked under. Inhaling up the front energy line, right up into the collarbones. Reach up with the hands and then exhale, forward swan dive down. This time we're stepping back with the left leg and the right leg back. You're in plank. Bend the knees, tailbone to the sky. You're in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, bring that forward. Come back up to that high lunge. Inhale, straightening the front leg. Exhale, rotate on the back foot. Reaching forward with the right hand, bring that right arm down as you topple down into triangle. And the same thing, keeping the trick is to stay in this one, this line where, you're not leaning, it's not about, oh God, I've got to do that. You're actually going, so you're really lifting it and expanding, working on those, what my son has always called my potty bits. Most of us have them, certainly. When you get to a certain age, you certainly do have them. So again, the same thing, the thigh is rotating, the thighs are rotating outwards, lifting up out of the pelvic floor, elongating and then coming down. No need to really reach for that foot, because what often happens when you reach for that foot, you just end up going off plane, staying on this right plane, taking that hand to the inside of the shin, the right hand, left hand extends, and really again, power into the feet, lift up the arches. Inhale, back to standing, exhaling to warrior two. And just take a moment to be still. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back to plank, bend the knees, tailbone to the sky, left leg rises, step through high lunge. Straighten the front leg, woohoo! And it's the same thing on this side, straighten the front leg. I don't know I apologise for my terrible internet happening and it keeps pausing this video. So we're at straighten the front leg, reach forward and then come down to triangle on the left side. So as you can see from that what we're trying to avoid is this, bringing it back to this. What you can do as well, which is helpful to keep you on that one plane, I think so, is to take the right hand round the back of the waist and take hold of the front thigh, which would be your left thigh. Take the left hand to the inside of the calf to help to just keep you on this plane. Inhaling, exhale to warrior two. Excellent. Taking the gaze down that front hand, fingers. And just become still and meditative in this posture. This is a posture for me that reminds me that I'm always in exactly the right place where I'm meant to be. I'm not reaching to the future and I'm not leaning back on the past. I'm completely centered in the now. And for us to experience this opening up and letting life just flow, we have to have this sense of being in the now, to just let it happen, to just let things roll. So inhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back to plank, pause, bend the knees, downward facing dog. This time let's take baby steps to the front of the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to keep your palms flat, and then gently roll up again, lifting up, rising up from the feet. Lift up now and roll up, head and shoulders last to standing once again in mountain pose. Palms are facing forward, and your weight and your balance. Just take a little check again to just come forward with the weight into your toes, over to the right, back onto the heels. Just take a moment to just move around, just very, very gently until you find your center point. Lift the arch and switch on the legs. Take the weight now very, very gently into the left foot and the right foot comes off. Take that right foot off and again lifting up out of the left leg, foot. Bring the right knee up and find your balance there. Take that knee out to the side. Just taking your inside of your right palm to the inside of your right leg. Switch on the glutes on the left side. And find something somewhere to stare at. Concentration, one of the limbs of yoga. Concentrating, not multitasking. Bring that foot back to the center. Grab hold of the ankle. Take it into the inner seam. I'm not going to be able to do that very well. I'm distracted with all this chitty chatty talking. Here we go. You know what, as well, see if you find that impossible, just take the foot to the inside of your calf so that at least, you know, you're starting the process of experiencing balance and focus. Whoops. Gracefully bring that foot back down to the mat and just take a moment. There's quite a distinctive feeling, difference between the left and right. Take the weight into the right foot. So, yeah, to experience balance, to focus on one thing so that the mind isn't drifting off thinking about, oh, you know what, I really need to go to the shops and get some food, or shall I go out, shall I do this, shall I do that? No, we just got to focus. So the key, especially when you're practicing balance and you haven't done a lot of balance practice, is to find something to focus your eyes on that's not down there, because it's harder to balance, that's over towards the horizon. For example, for me now, I can see a little seed sitting on a little napkin on my table. Yeah, focus on that. That's the sort of thing, a little dot, a little bit of dust or something that's on the floor. You think, right, I'm going to get that later. So weight's in the right foot, left foot comes off. Bring the left knee up, find your balance, rise and lift up out of that right foot. Take the knee out to the left, keep your balance, bring it back. Either grab hold of your ankle and place the sole of the feet in that inside of your right seam. I'm trying not to laugh because then I'll just wobble it down. Or just bring your foot to the inside of your calf. Either way, take the arms up, lift up, keeping that right foot. You're wobbling around, but that's okay. I'm up. Arms down. Just take a moment to focus. Recognizing the light in ourselves and the light in others. And this week, visualizing and seeing how great you are. Being the best person that you can this week for yourself. Just going for it. Going for it and going with the flow. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Connect the fingers and exhale, swan dive down. Take the palms to the mat, step the right leg back and the left leg. You're in plank. Just pause in plank. Focus and be still. Bend the knees, take the tailbone up to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and exhale. Come gently to sitting to asana. This is just a classic flow, really. Taking in all of the sort of favourite postures like warrior and navasana, boat. You can have your legs straight and still, or bending the knees, doesn't really matter. Just take a moment to focus. A moment to breathe and be still. Lower down to low, low. So you're just hovering off the floor. Take a moment to breathe and be still. Up, cross the ankles, and come up to sit. Coming up to sit. Right shins in front, crossing at the shins. I'll sit back a little bit. Let's take the left hand up. Turning over to face the right knee, take the left hand outside of the right knee and use that hand on your knee to twist you around. So you're really, use that hand in the knee so that's almost like a lever that helps twist you through the middle, squeezing out. So really power the knee into the hand and the hand into knee. And the more that you do that, the more that these two work together, the better at that. The more, it's not that it's easier, it's just that it kind of makes sense, that movement where you go folding forward, but we're coming forward now, hinging at the hips, coming forward with straight arms. So when you hinge here, your back's nice and straight. You come forward with the straight back. So you won't be most likely coming as far forward as you would normally. So just take the action into the hips here. Come forward. Gaze is on the horizon again. Breathe into your chest. Let that flow walk back. Change the cross of your legs so that your left calf is in front now. This internet, sorry about this live yogis, it keeps pausing and this and that. So left leg is in front, right arm rises, taking the body over to face the left knee. Take the right hand outside of the left knee and twist through the middle. Using it again, using that knee and that hand together as a lever to twist around. Exhale, back to center, sitting up, taking the fingertips to the floor, walk forward, keeping on your fingertips with your hands. Tabletop, and from tabletop we're going to just walk forward to melting heart. So that's taking hands mat distance apart, bring your forearms down and then your chest towards the floor and your bums in the air. So the trick for this is to keep this part so it's not moving, and just walk forward with the hands. Your chest comes down to the mat and you have a very deep opening across the heart chakra and across the back. So in the front of your body you're opening up, and in the back of the body you're really getting this lovely big, quite lovely, nice and easy back bend. Take your breath into the space where your ribs and your shoulder blades are so that they expand as you inhale, and exhaling, letting go. And then when you're ready, at the end of your next exhale, just walk your hands forward and come slide down onto so that you're flat on the mat. So sliding down to your flat on the mat. I'm just going to move little bit here so that you can see. So now you're lying nice and flat on the mat, and just bring your attention to your breath so that you can feel the inhale and the exhale as your abdomen pushes gently against the floor. One side of your face on the mat. So you're doing this. End of the next exhale, roll your forehead onto center, your head centered. Your hands are at either side of your head, mat distance apart, push into the hands. Gently bring the head up last. Inhale into the front of your body, and just be mindful that you're not really clenching your butt. Your bum and your hips are nice and relaxed. It's just lifting up. And and out, creating this beautiful expansion in the front of the body and closing down this lovely, wonderful back bend. So when you inhale, take the breath up the front, channeling up into those front energy lines. Exhale, release. Bring the face down to the mat, but the other cheek. And just let yourself just rest there, so that you're just being completely submissive to the floor. And as you do that, let yourself just become heavier and heavier and really use it to let go. That's quite an intense back bend. So just use this time to just release it. We're going to do one more back bend before we come off the floor again. So bring your head back to center. This time, taking your hands under your shoulders, just push up now. Your elbows are really tucked nice and tight into your body. Head comes up last, looking at the horizon. So elbows are, elbows are glued by your ribs. Push away into your hands. Inhale and exhale back to child's pose. So exhale back to child's pose. And when you're in child's pose, just as you inhale, take the breath into the back of the body. Just nice and slowing down now, opening up the back of the heart. Inhaling, creating expansion in the ribs and then space in between the shoulder blades. Filling up the lungs. Inhaling laterally, exhale, letting go. Inhaling, creating width. Exhale, letting go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Slowly now, rolling up. Come to sit back on your heels and just take a moment once again. Just close down the face and close down the eyes and let yourself be rested. Breathing into your heart, opening up the heart chakra. Letting the breath just find its own natural flow. Roll over to one side, take your legs out in front of you and roll down to your mat. Come down to the mat. Take the knees in and bring the legs straight up in the air. The feet are flexed. Your back is completely flat on the mat. Your tailbone's on the mat. Let the head be rested. And just take your hands out to the back of your head. Give your head a little movement and then place the head nicely down. Cross the right leg over the left, all the way round to eagle legs maybe. Roll up onto the left hip. Let the knees hit the floor on the left side. So you're really rolling up onto that left hip. Take the right hand out to the right and take the gaze over to the right hand. Let yourself be nice and rested there. This is so annoying, this. Untangle your legs now, roll back to center, straighten the legs up in the air. Cross the right over left, maybe eagle legs, and just roll up onto the right hip Over to the right side, gaze over to the left. Zoning out now. Untangle the legs. Take the legs back to center, just straighten them for a moment. Shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Lower the legs down. Boom. We're in final relaxation. Shavasana, and just close down the eyes here. Let the eyelids just rest down. Breathing, inhaling, exhale. Once again, just feeling that total submission to the moment. Just let it all go. The face be rested. Forehead, the space in between your forehead, in between your temples. Just be flat and free. And out your eyes and the back of your eyes be so rested. Rested and clear. Find clarity when you're ready to open your eyes. The world's not started spinning yet. We're still in yoga zone. Inhale, exhale down to your mouth. And let's inhale together and exhale through the mouth. So through the throat, down the shoulders, down the arms into the fingertips. Just see that light become brighter. Coming down the heart, through the heart chakra, down to the solar plexus. And take your right hand onto your solar plexus, that little space above your belly button and where your ribs are open there that's soft. Take your right hand there to just touch into that real space of love for ourselves. Our real sense of self, that when we're in balance, there's no anxiety or aggression or tenseness there at one end, and then at the other end, there's no sense of loss or fear, of a feeling of I can't do. When the solar plexus is balanced, is the feeling of I can, yes. Inhale, exhale. Bring that light down now, down through the hips, down the front of the thighs, the back of the thighs, down the legs and into those feet. Give your toes a little wiggle there to just switch them on. Just to remind, just to be sure that you've got that light all the way down, and then let it go. Just let your breath find your own flow, and then just enjoy the next few minutes. Just let your mind be blank and just are, that's okay. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side and gently come up to sitting. Just to close the practice, to close your energetic aura. Let's draw a circle around ourselves, taking the arms out to the side, palms face the ceiling. Inhale as you bring the fingertips to meet overhead. Exhale down through the center line. Palms come all the way down to your abdomen. Once again, inhaling, take the palms up to the ceiling. Take the fingertips to connect overhead. Exhale through the center line. Inhale. Once again, drawing that circle, taking the palms up, face the ceiling, fingertips connect to the top. Exhale down. Once more. Last time, drawing that circle, closing our aura, closing our energy around us, protecting ourselves. Bring the palms to meet. Take a big inhale and exhale down to the third eye. Pause. Just touch your thumbs onto that space in between your eyebrows for right thoughts. Inhale and exhale down to the lips for right words. Inhale, exhale down to your heart center and just touch your thumbs back on your sternum. Touch your thumbs back on your sternum and feel the vibration of your own inner universe. See the light shine bright in you and recognize the shining bright light in others. Namaste, yogis.